Okay, welcome everyone to this video tutorial. This is for Globe Trucker employees, and I'm just going to do a full route and delivery of the Globe Oil route just so that you can all see how to do it essentially. As far as I know, Bernie is actually giving out a loan for the company trailer, so you should be able to get it straight away. So that's what I'm going to be using in this video. So you have to spawn the trailer in and get out of it. This is a bit glitchy. There we go. Now, you can buy your own hauler, because you need the Globe Oil hauler for this trailer. You can buy your own, but I've actually found that usually if you spawn one in instead, if you're available to at the base, you can actually access the trailer from inside the vehicle, rather than having to get out and walk to the back. So, we'll give it a go now and see if it works. So I'm doing this tutorial for complete noobs, so I'm also going to be explaining how to do all of the menu systems as well. So let's give this a quick test and see if it's working. So we hit M to go to the menu, enter for car and vehicle options, enter to access trunk, and if we go down to take, enter for take, you can see we've got 900 kilos, which is the trailer. So luckily we're not going to have to get out of the truck. So the first thing we need to do is go from the base, which is located in East San Andreas. We're going to go from our HQ all the way over here to the Go extraction site. This is where you're going to get the oil for the refining, which we will then deliver later on. So if we head out, as this is going to be unedited, I'm going to not edit this, just so that everyone can see the exact routes of how long and how you get there, essentially. Because if I cut all of this out, some people might get confused, although you should be able to follow a waypoint. So while we're heading over there, I'll just quickly explain how the Globe Oil system works. Essentially, you go to this extraction site and collect oil. You then take the oil back to HQ to be refined into 3 different fuel types. We have gasoline, diesel and aircraft fuel. These 3 fuels are then all delivered to separate locations, which give us vouchers for Globe Oil, which are then handed back into Bernie, the CEO of the company. He will then give you, each voucher is worth $15,000, but depending on your rank, you will get a cut of this $15,000. You don't get the whole lot. So to begin with, you get a 40% cut, which is $6,000 for each voucher. As you hand in more and more vouchers, you'll be leveled up within the company, and then that will allow you to get a bigger cut. And I think at the maximum rank, you get 80% of the voucher. So as we head up this dirt road to the extraction site, we will pull up, and as I don't have to get out the cab, we can just start collecting oil. Now obviously the amount you can hold is dependent on your strength level. I have got maximum strength, so I'm going to be able to hold 300 kilos worth of oil at a time. So we hit enter to pick up the crude oil, and it will start going into our inventory. So now we can go straight to access trunk again, and we will wait for the left hand side when it says inventory full, and we can then put all of the oil in our inventory like so into the trailer. And for this trailer you have to repeat that 3 times, and so you want a full trailer and you want a full inventory, and that will allow you to make 3 trips to the extraction site and back, and then that will give you enough fuel for a full trailer and inventory to go deliver. So we'll sit here and pick all of this up. Have a quick check in take just to see how much we've got. We've now got a full trailer, so we just got to wait for our inventory to fill up, and we can head back to HQ. So once again, the inventory is now full. We can now set our waypoint back for the HQ refinery and be on our way. Now, as I say, you want to repeat this process about 3 times if you've got full inventory, if you have full strength. If you don't have full strength, I will explain it better when we're at the storage, but you're going to need 1,200 kilos worth of each fuel type to be able to make a full delivery. Obviously you don't need to have that, you can deliver with whatever you've got, but I find that just making it a bit more efficient, if you do 3 routes and then deliver, you save a lot of time. So we will head back. There are other trucking routes that follow this road, so you want to keep an eye out for other players as well in their lorries. And also for the AI, because these AI love to just turn randomly and dive into your truck. Now this is going to be a long video because this process doesn't take forever, but it is lengthy. But you do make quite a lot of money out of it. If you can get a full trailer for each delivery, then you're looking at around about, I think you can get around about 100 vouchers almost, which at 6,000 a voucher is no mean feat. So we want to pull up to the refinery and we're going to hit enter to start refining our oil. So first off, we're going to be refining what's in our inventory. So once that is refined, we want to go and then hand that into the storage so that we then have space in our inventory to take the oil out of the trailer. So we're just going to pop straight into the storage, enter to open storage, enter to put all in. That will deposit 5 of each type of fuel after using 15 barrels of normal oil. So if I can back this up safely into the refinery again. There we are. Right, so enter to start the process. Then we want to go back to our trunk, take, and we want to take 15 barrels for my strength level. Obviously for your strength level you'll have a different amount. But for me, this is quite a nice and easy process because all of the numbers add up to each other, so we don't have to fiddle with different amounts each time. So I can now put all of what has been refined back into my truck and just repeat and take another 15, which will then be processed again. And we can now put that back, take again. And we just repeat this process until there's nothing left in the trailer. There we go, no more items left. So we now have 15 of each type of fuel in our trailer. So we need to pull the trailer up to the storage and put it away. So what we're going to do is we're going to take as much as possible of each fuel, into our inventory, and then we can go into the storage, open the storage and put it all in there. So we then have to reverse out to reset the menu. Then we will do it again with the next type of fuel, and we just keep repeating this until everything that was in the trailer is now in your storage. So as I say, if you have full strength when you get this job, which I imagine not everyone will, but if you do have full strength, oh, that's wrong, my bad. If you have full strength, you'll be able to do this just 3 times, and then you'll have enough of a full load for this trailer to be able to take it all at once. Right, so after we've done that, we would then pull back out go back to the extractions spot and get another load, bring it back and repeat the refining process. But I have started this video on my third load, so I now have, if we open the storage, I now have enough in each one. Mine is higher. I have a better trailer than this usually, so mine is actually higher than 1200, but 1200 is the amount you need with full strength to do a full delivery. So that's how much we'll be taking. So we're going to do airplane fuel first, so we need to take 15 barrels again, like last time, because my strength allows me to carry that many. And we want to put them into our trailer. So we just put that all into the trailer, and we repeat that process until we're full up. Oh, an error has occurred. Let's redo that. There we go. Take another 15. Come back. Put that in the trailer. Now, the trailer should now be full. Yep, so we need one more lot for my inventory. There we are. So we now have a full trailer and a full inventory of airplane fuel barrels. So to deliver the airplane fuel barrels, we have to go to Petroleum Bay. So we want to set a waypoint for this marker, but we don't want to follow the waypoint blindly once we get there, because it will take you down onto the beach instead of onto the runway, and then you have to go round the long way, which is effort. So we'll head over to Petroleum Bay now, and then we can deliver our first lot of fuel and get our first vouchers. Now also beware of collisions in this truck, because although it's a custom company truck, it is not very strong. If you have one high-speed collision against an immovable object, that will destroy the truck. Against cars you have a bit more leeway, but you still don't want to just go ramming everybody you see. We're lucky that our company cab can actually get up to pretty much the full speed for any truck on this server. So once we're on the motorway, we should be able to get it up to about 90-ish hopefully, and then we can stick it on the cruise control and just ride on down to Petroleum. This weather's not exactly helping me out, but we'll make it. There we go, we've hit 90. So we can press Y if you want to stick on the cruise control, and the cruise control will now lock the speed at 90. So no matter what you're doing, you will stay at 90. So you can go uphill and you'll stay at 90, you can go downhill, you'll stay at 90. But the cruise control is disabled if you go airborne or if you have a collision. And also manual braking counts as a collision, which will also turn off the cruise control. So as this trip is mostly straight, the cruise control isn't really a big issue. But on a trip such as the Tools Run, if you take the highway route on the Tools Run, or even the normal route, there are a lot of uphill sections, which you can actually keep your truck at full speed up those hills by enabling the cruise control. We're going to keep heading down. This truck actually also has lights, a flashing light system that you can activate. I use a controller to play this game, so for me it is B on my Xbox controller. I don't actually know what it is on the keybind, but there's also, I don't know if it's a glitch or not. I'm kind of hoping it's not and it doesn't get patched, but if you do manage to fully knacker your truck and it goes to the point where you literally cannot drive it, if you activate the lights, it forces the engine to turn on and you can drive again, which will let you limp to a repair store. You will not go fast, I think it maxes at about 30 miles an hour, but you can move and it will let you get somewhere that you can then repair your truck or grab a new one out of storage if you bought the cab yourself. But as I say, this cab only works with this trailer, and this trailer only works with this cab. So you need to make sure that you're using both, even if you don't own both. See, as you can see, I just went over that curb, which made me jump a little, and my cruise control has been disengaged. It's not really an issue now that we're pretty much next to the destination and we need to stop anyway, but it's something to keep in mind if you're not paying much attention. So we're going to come down here. Now in the wet this is probably going to be a bit slidey, so we need to be careful down here. Right, so the GPS is telling me to go down on the beach, but obviously that's not going to work because the runway isn't on the beach, the runway is elevated. So what we need to do is come down along this side dirt road, and there is a ramp, as you can now see, at the far end, which we can now make our way down and onto the runway area. Oh, that was a bit close. So we now need to head over to this building at the end here. And this is where we can sell our airplane fuel. So we hit enter to start selling, and for this, for my strength level, oh, we need to go to the trunk. For my strength level, I can take 14 barrels out each time to sell. Now with the barrels, they have to sell 2 at a time, so you always want to make sure you have an even number when you're doing a delivery. For me, and because they only come out 2 at a time, that's why I can only take 14 out of the trailer each time, because there's 1 left in my inventory, because my inventory holds 15. So once these are sold, I can then look in here and there's 3 left, which when I then add the 3 in there to my inventory, that makes 4, and I've got a full sale. So there we go, that's all sold. Obviously just keep doing that until your trailer is empty and you've sold everything. We now need to head back to our base to collect the diesel fuel. So obviously you want to watch out for planes as well while you're doing this. Don't go on the runways and make someone crash. Let's turn that light off, it's a bit stroby. So now we need to get back up onto the highway and head back to the base. Now if this video, I don't know where I'm going to be hosting this video yet. If this video goes up on YouTube, I will try and add checkpoints in the video description which you can click to go to each stage of this video, because this is going to be unedited. So if you don't want to watch me driving around, if you know where you're going, then you can skip to each section, which I will add in the description. The only downside to this truck is you can't turn the radio on either, so you have to do this in silence. Right, hit the cruise control again at 95, nice and fast, and we can now cruise our way back to the base. When Bernie will announce on the Discord which server he is going to be on when he comes online, and Bernie is the person that you need to hand your vouchers into. They don't go into an automated system, Bernie actually does it himself. So yeah, he will announce which server he's on. He always stays at the HQ when vouchers are being handed in, so you just head to the HQ, look for Bernie, tell him how many you have, and he will only accept 10s of vouchers. So if you have 496 vouchers, you give him 490, and he will then calculate the amount you've earned and he'll give it to you. On the Globe Oil Discord, there is a set of pinned messages which you can read about the hierarchy of this and all of the information that you'll need, really. The only thing I haven't seen on here is a really comprehensive guide to doing the route, which is why I'm making this video for us. Also, when you're coming back from the airplane route, there is a repair and refueling station right here, in case you need it. You can also refuel at the base for free, but the base does not have a repair point because you can just respawn your equipment. Oh, we're going to overshoot this corner a bit. That's what the rain does, so we'll just back her up. Oh, we'll come loose. Let's grab our trailer back on. And this cab has a very good turning circle, if the trailer would stay on. There we go, and we can head on. Yeah, this cab has a pretty good turning circle, and the trailer has a tendency to right itself if you ever do tip it, and the trailer becomes separated from the main cab. It does have a tendency to roll itself back onto its wheels. If not, you can just give it a gentle nudge with the truck and it should right itself. Oh, there's a speed camera there, but we won't worry about that, it's not too expensive. So we're coming up on our turn-in now. Let's slow down early because of this rain and make our way in. Right, time for delivery number 2. So we need to go back to our storage again and pick up the next lot of fuel that we're going to be delivering. So the next lot is diesel fuel, which is delivered to Los Santos to a petrol station. So we're just going to repeat the same process we did for picking up the airplane fuel. Oh, not take, we want to put all of it in there. So we just repeat this process over and over until we've got a full trailer and a full inventory again. Sometimes the menu will disappear when it updates, so you will have to reopen it. There we are. So that should now be a full truck and a full inventory. We just checked, 900 there, 300 there, perfect. So now, the next location is down in LS, and it is right here. So right in the middle of Lower Los Santos, we're heading to that station. Let's turn those lights off. So we can take rather than trying to turn around in such a confined area, we can just go the long way around. This is the fuel station. Fuel is free at our headquarters, only for us. Same with the storage. The storage is only accessible by Globe Oil members. And obviously the routes won't show up at all for anyone else. Make our way out. And this time we're heading left. So let's follow our route as the GPS says. Make our way into Los Santos. There is also a repair and refuel up here on the left in case you need it coming this way. Getting a bit of frame drop in from the rain here, but hopefully we should stay high enough for some smooth footage. There is also on the server as well, if you experience frame drops of more than half of your normal frame rate, you want to log out and log back in, because the cache of the server is starting to build up for you. So if you get that amount of frame drop in, it's best to log out, log back in, and you'll be back up to your normal frame rate. These toll booths slow us down quite a bit. You want to beware of them as well if you're not using this trailer. If you're using your own trailer, there is a tendency for those things that slow you down to actually make your trailer flip up into the air. So if you experience that, then that's why. Also for the car trailers, these lights under here will actually impact the top of your trailer, so you want to avoid them. Cars. Right, so we want to pull into this fuel station here. Try and get it as straight as possible to make it easier reversing out. There we go. So we can deliver the diesel to here, and we just follow the same method that we did the first time. Just taking the diesel out of the trailer in increments so that you can sell it. And once again, it has to sell 2 at a time, so you want an even for this one as well as all other delivery routes. So just keep selling. No more items left, which means we're down to the last 3. So we'll take them out, sell them, and there we are, we're done with diesel. So now we've got to go back again and pick up our last delivery, which is, I don't know if it's called gasoline or petrol. I think it's called gasoline. So let's head our way back. I think the rain has stopped now, which is nice, because that's a major thing to look out for on this truck. As soon as it starts raining, as you can see, your braking rate goes to about a mile. So you really need to either be on the brakes early or not travel too quickly if you know that a corner's coming up. In dry weather it performs normally though, it should be fine. Again, we hit the slowing bars there. According to our recording, we're at 28 minutes so far for this. So this is a lengthy route, and bear in mind that I had already done 2 of my 3 trips to the oil extraction. So this isn't a very quick route, but you do earn a lot of money from it. I have already earned, I did about 4 or 5 trips, got myself about 1,000 vouchers, and that earned me 6 million, and that took maybe half a day. So it is, if you're dedicated to it, and especially if you have a bigger truck and trailer, because obviously this is a 900 kilo trailer, there are bigger ones available. If you've got a very big trailer, you can really rack up those vouchers pretty quickly and start making some money. But there is a 3,000 voucher limit per week for this company. So if you have more than that, just hold them in reserve for next week. So Bernie has put all of this in the pin messages, so I'll go over it briefly. But for the company, you have a 100 voucher minimum per week that you need to hand in. This guy gets out the damn way. Right. He has, yeah, so it's 100 vouchers minimum per week. If you miss your 100 vouchers for that week, you have another week to now hand in 250 vouchers. If you do not hand in the 250 vouchers by the end of that week, then you will be removed from the company. Right, so we're back at HQ, we go back to our storage and collect our last lot of delivery fuel, which is gasoline. So oh no, petroleum. It's the same thing, but depending on where you're from, obviously it's worded differently. But so we're going to stick this in our trailer, grab as much as possible as always. Make sure the menu stays open. Unfortunately, because we're going in and out of this storage depot, we can't do repeat take, which would save us some time. But it doesn't. It only remembers it as long as you're still in there. So unfortunately, we have to just do it manually each time. Now that should be a full load. So let's have a quick look. Check the trailer, 900. Check our inventory, 300. There we go. So our last destination is the Petroleum delivery, which is all the way over here on this side, on the west side of San Andreas, pretty much opposite where our base is. So for this route, we will now get going. Make our way round. There's the vehicle spawn, if you didn't notice it before, and that white circle is where you can spawn one of our company cabs if you don't want to buy one. The trailer costs $3 million and the cab costs $100,000. As I said at the start, Bernie at the moment, as of the 4th of June 2018, is giving out loans of $3.1 million to be paid back within 2 weeks with 0% interest, if you need it to help you get started in the company. Now, although obviously this is a Globe Oil trailer and we're doing the Globe Oil route, it is not limited to this Globe Oil route. You can use this trailer for any route that you would like to do, but it's a nice easy start, a nice low price start to get into the higher capacity area compared to the normal trailers, which can cost, I think it costs $5 million for a 600 kilogram trailer. So this is a lot higher priced, a lot higher cargo at a much lower price, sorry. So it's a good way to get started. We'll let Star-Lord pick up that bonus package, because we are on a mission. So you might recognise this route as the way to the oil extraction, and that is a bonus that I will talk about at the end if you're planning on repeating this route multiple times at once. Now on this route, as you can see I'm doing, you're probably going to have to swerve around all these AI all the time. And he's crossing across with no care in the world. For this part of the route, as with other parts, there is a danger to swerving off to the right along this route. Because some of these trees, although they look like they'd be perfectly out of the way, some of these trees have invisible barriers. So if you're ever near a tree and you need to swerve over, I'd recommend against it. Either swerve over to the other side of the road, or just wait behind the car until the tree has passed. Because if you hit one of these trees at this speed, swerving out the way of an AI, your truck is gone. It's going to be completely destroyed in one impact. So like round here, that tree's okay, but some of these trees, like that one, you want to avoid, and also this one here, just sort of skim around it like that, and this one up here. So we're going to move over to this side. There we go. Keep moving our way along to this dealer just up here. So this is the Petroleum delivery point, and it's over to the right in these parking spaces. So we're just going to pull up, deliver Petroleum, and we're going to follow exactly the same as we did before. Grab as many as possible to sell at a time. Oh, mine's not ready yet. There we go. So we're just going to sell off this Petroleum exactly the same as the other two. And if you're only doing one delivery for the day, you are now done. You can auto park the trailer, which will take the cab with it, or auto park the cab if you own it, and you can go on and do whatever you want. But if you're intending on doing this again, if you're going to do the same route again, then I will show a quick little bonus, sort of, that instead of going all the way back to base, you can actually just stop off at the refinery on the way back, because it's on the same route. So we've now sold all of our Petroleum, and we can head our way out. Also, be careful with that petrol station, because it's quite a low roof, and some trailers will impact it, and some trucks will impact it as well. Let's get them out of the way. Also, actually, I'll show this as an example, as I'm now a bit damaged. If we come back in here to our repair spot, when you repair this truck, it will actually cause the trailer to act like it's not attached. So you need to either, I think on the keyboard it's hold H, or on the Xbox controller you hold right to detach the trailer, and then just sit there and let it reattach itself. And that will then perform normally again, because if you don't do that, it thinks that the storage wheels the storage legs are down, and it will be scraping and bouncing all over the place and damaging itself. So we're now going to start heading back towards HQ, but we can make a detour to the oil extraction site again and pick up oil just to make the first run a bit quicker. When we get to the oil field extraction site as well, I will show how to use the trailer if you have your own cab and you cannot access the trailer from inside the cab. I know to a lot of people this is going to be basic, obvious stuff, but I'm trying to make this as noob friendly as possible. Let's mind this guy coming in. Took that corner a bit dodgily. Right, here we are. So we need to, again, also be careful in the rain, because this corner sneaks up on you a bit being a dirt road, and you don't want to go sliding past. But we can now follow this road back to these oil jacks where the oil extraction site is. Make our way in, and we're back at the oil site, so we can pick up crude oil again. Now, if you have your own cab, and if you have your own cab, when you're sitting inside it and you go to the trunk and go to take, it will say 10 kilograms instead of 900. If that's the case, you need to get out of your cab, run down to around the middle to back wheels of the trailer, and access the trunk from here, which will give you your 900 kilos. So we're going to grab all our fuel. Obviously I can do it from the cab, so we might as well wait in there. And we'll just pick up all the crude oil again for another refinery run. That should be the trailer full. Yep, there's the trailer is full. Now we just wait for our inventory to fill up. There we are. And we can head back to the HQ, which obviously if you need to, you can put a waypoint for. We're lucky that most of our routes can actually be followed by waypoint, as they are in normal game locations. The only one that, as I say, you need to be careful with is that aircraft delivery. You want to make sure that you don't go down onto the beach. You want to follow that path along the side of the airport so that you can then head down the ramp and get to the building that way. Oh, we're actually nearly running out of fuel as well. Luckily, I think we'll have enough to get back to base, and then we can refuel at base for free, rather than needing to refuel somewhere along the way and having to pay for it, because we don't want to pay for anything we don't have to. And he's pulled out in front of me. That is a recurring issue with the AI, especially like this guy swerving about. I don't know what he's doing. We'll just get him out of the way. As long as you don't go airborne, the cruise control system will also keep up your speed if you go off-road, which can be useful for having to swerve out the way. You don't want to lose all your speed to gravel. Yeah, slow down and come into our HQ. There we are. Come around, and then we can just repeat the refining process, and we're ready to go pick up more. So once we deliver this, but I am going to leave this video here, as this covers all of the steps that you need to take for a full delivery, and also a bonus route if you want to repeat the delivery afterwards. I hope this is helpful to all of our members, and hopefully I'll see you in the game. This is Voided Dare out.